You ready for part 2 of the 51550 analysis? All right, yeah. Same. Let's do this.
No, it's not. This is that's a request.
The sign is not a request. At no point should that sign be considered a request. Hey, I know the sign said no trespassing, but I thought that was just a polite invitation to stay off my property or your property, either one. So I disobeyed it, and therefore you can't punish me for trespassing. That's an absurd argument. Why would you think that? Put it together.
That does not change my First Amendment right.
But again, you do not have the First Amendment right to access that property. That doesn't exist. You've been misled. You've been bamboozled. You've been led astray. That's not a thing you have a right to do.
To video public property and to walk on it. Now, if you don't want me parked there, I won't. But one officer's told me to.
Okay. Well, I'm telling you to move your vehicle, so get in the car and move, please.
Okay, I'll move it right there. You need to quit, man. Why are you getting all up on me?
Where's your vehicle?
Why?
I don't care where your vehicle is. I just need you to do this from up.
Yeah, I'll move my vehicle. But I'm going to video here all I want to.
I'm going to hazard a guess. That's not how the law works. Now, the end of this video, she does get permission to film. A higher up does come out and be like, hey, it's fine. I'm going to put this out there right now so that I don't have to, address it later or forget to address it, whatever. Yes, someone else comes out, an officer calls him out and says, hey, do we want this person trespassed or not? Like, what are we doing? And the higher up's just like, it's probably like a lieutenant or something. It's like, it's fine, whatever, right? That does not mean these officers are wrong. This guy right here does not mean he's wrong. They're absolutely correct. However, if someone higher up is like, you know what, it's cool, then fine. That's not a win for her, though. She just got lucky.
No, you're going to leave.
Okay, she then proceeds to not go to her car and keep wandering back and forth, continuing to film. At that, she could have been arrested 5 times already. She's been giving so many warnings. She has re-entered the property. That is a problem. That's going to get you in trouble. If you keep behaving this way, you're going to get burned. And right there, the officer says that's as far as you go. He is establishing the boundary of where she cannot go. If she crosses that, she's been giving explicit instructions now. Don't go there. Here's where the property line is that you cannot cross. Her legal defense is non-existent at this point. I have the First Amendment right. You don't, though. There have been so many court cases on this. You do not have the right to trespass in order to, get the story. You don't. Sorry about that.
Hey, this is the First Amendment, right? Arkansas Code 21-1-106. Look at that. That's Arkansas Code. Little Rock Police, you have General Order 19 that says I can do this. But the most important thing is the First Amendment.
All right, Arkansas Code 21-1-106, public recording and deletion of electronic data. All right, Arkansas Code 21-1-106, public recording and deletion of electronic data. Let's see. A public officer or employee shall not prohibit a person from using a recording device carried on or near the person in a place that is open to and accessible to the general public. Okay, so yes, if it's open to the public, they can film. This parking lot is not open to the public, and she is not there lawfully because they've told her to leave. Now she can park because she got permission to park. That permission has now been revoked, and she didn't go to her car. She just wandered around and came back. I am hazarding a guess her car is not in that parking lot at all, right? It would be real easy to find if it was. The other officer went into that parking lot to check, I would assume. No, that Arkansas code does not give her the right to access that property. It is not open to the public. That's another thing you've gotten wrong. Now, the General Order 19, I'm fairly certain, is police officers shall not stop someone from filming them. They're not. They're cool with the filming. They just don't want her trespassing. This is about trespassing. This is not about filming. almost every time an auditor is arrested, they're not breaking any filming law. There are very few laws that prohibit filming. They're either trespassing, committing obstruction, or committing disorderly conduct, or engaging in disorderly conduct. Those three things are the most common that I've seen auditors get arrested for. She is doing the trespassing one. That's why they're stopping her. And they're cool with her filming from the traditional public forum that is the sidewalk. Glad we figured that out.
You need to leave me alone.
The First Amendment does not grant you the ability to go wherever you want.
This guy gets it. Good for him.
On public property. That's what this is public property.
Again, she's getting public property meaning owned by the government confused with public property meaning accessible to the public at any time. It's confusing, I know. Public property can mean owned by the government. Supreme Court has said, though, that just because it is owned by the government does not mean it is open to the public. It has to be designated for public access. Traditional public forum like a park or a sidewalk. A non-public forum open for a specific use. This parking lot is neither of those things. It is not designated for First Amendment activity, so it's not a traditional public forum, and it's not open to the public for a specific use, which means it's not a non-public forum. It is a private parking lot owned by the government. Now, let's take, for example, a military installation. That's owned by the government. Can you just walk onto a military installation? No, of course you cannot. That would be stupid. So, why would you be allowed to walk here? Well, it doesn't have fences. It doesn't need fences. A lot of people made that argument. I went into the comment section. I was like, politely, this is actually, things I'm telling you now, I put it into a little comment thing and I put it out there. And people are like, it doesn't have a fence and razor wire. It doesn't need that. That's not a thing. What are you talking about? The signs are good enough. Now, in some places, the fence would work basically in lieu of a sign. But the sign works on its own as well. Glad we worked that out.
Restricted to authorized
No, it's not.
personnel.
No, it's not.
You can go out there.
There
you can go
is
in the
not.
front door.
It is
You're
not.
supposed
This
to be
is
back here.
public property.
Okay.
Okay.
You need to go that way.
I'm going to walk around again.
You already did.
I'm going to do it again.
I'm going to hazard a guess that no, she is not.
No, you're not.
All right. I win, I guess.
You are screwing up, sir. Get your hands off of me.
Don't walk where I told you not to.
Okay, now is that assault? A lot of people, oh, the police touched me, that's assault. No. Here's how it works. There is a thing called escalation of force, and there's the force continuum, right? Which is basically a list of things that, go up in force or go down in force. It starts generally with officer presence. That is the first use of force, just being there. The second thing is usually verbal instructions, like, hey, step back. He has done that, though. It did not work. She's continuing to attempt or to actually commit crimes, the crime of trespassing, right? The next step is physical force. It's going to be, hands-on. Him being like, hey, get back, and touching her is, as long as it's not inappropriate, obviously. Touching her wrist, which is apparently where he touched, is not inappropriate. That's perfectly valid, I would think. And saying, get back, well, that's the next escalation of force. That is perfectly valid, as long as it's not unreasonable force, which this is not. Do you see her being shaken around? No, we don't. Is she struck in the face? Of course not. He's just like, all right, get back. Nothing wrong with that. That's how it works, folks.
Arkansas Code and Little Rock General Order 19.
All right, we've already established that does not apply, so great.
Here, I got it in my pocket.
Step back up on the curb, please.
Toddler,
Tobler. Step back up on the curb, please.
just stop it.
No, you stop it. You're the one committing the crimes. Get back on the curb. You're trespassing. They could have arrested you so many times. He could be arresting you right now. It's a good thing they're very friendly, apparently, and very patient. They do not have to be this friendly or this patient. You are committing crimes.
But always want to give directives.
Step back up on the...
He's giving directives to stop breaking the law. That is part of their job. What is happening here? I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just confused. A little upset. What were you thinking? If you do research, don't get all your information from other auditors. You say, well, they have experience. They know what they're talking about. They don't. They really, really don't. There are like 2 of them that know what they're talking about. Of the 100 or so that exist. I don't know how many exist. It's probably more than 100. Very few of them know what they're doing. So just research from real sources of information.
Stop it. You don't like being recorded? You're a public servant, aren't you? If you don't like it, walk away.
What is the public recording of police activity?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can record police activity.
Yeah, First Amendment, I
does it
can
say you can go
anywhere on
wherever you
public
want?
property.
Okay, so I was right. It is, you can record police activity. But again, you don't get to go wherever you want to make that happen. I don't know how many, I should put a counter up for how many times I've said that. Anyway.
Look at
Show
the
me.
Arkansas Code,
Show me where it
21-1-106. Look at it.
You got a copy of it? You said you got a copy of it.
Nope, this is the General Order 19,
Okay,
and that's all you need, because you fucked up many policies.
But it's not all they need, because it doesn't say that she has the right to access anywhere. You know, just because. It does not say that. So if you're going to cite something else, like why don't you carry that one as well, right? Neither of those things establish you have the right to access any property you want. So stop pretending that it does. Actually read through it before you utilize it, right? If you're gonna talk about something, know what you're talking about.
Already.
No, I haven't.
Yeah, you have.
This is as far as you go. You need to go back up on the curb.
You are not going to violate my First Amendment right. And
This is not
you
First
will not
Amendment
have
right.
qualified immunity if you keep on.
He wouldn't need qualified immunity because he's not breaking the law. You're trespassing.
I'm telling you, it won't work in your favor in the long run.
Ma'am,
Sir,
step back, please.
I'm going to walk around on this public property. That's what I'm going to do.
I'm going to be honest with you, I would have arrested her by this point. She is trespassing. She is breaking the law. She's continuing to break the law over and over and over again. I would have arrested her at this point. I really think I would have.
I have
Somebody
a right
get in
to
the
do it.
major.
Yeah, get the major.
Oh, he's not a lieutenant, he's a major. Okay, so that's their superior, whatever. He does come out and say, yeah, she's fine. But he could easily say, nah, get her out of here. He has the discretion to make that call. This officer being like, hey, the signs say you cannot be here, that's perfectly valid. That he is correct. She is trespassing.
You're an arrogant, egotistical asshole.
But he is correct, though. So this is another sergeant, looks like. I'm guessing he stays mostly behind the desk. Maybe he's a great officer. I don't know. Not the greatest look. I'm not going to beat around the bush on this one. Guy could eat a fewer donuts. Not saying he's a bad person. But, he appears to be another sergeant. He probably talked to the major, and the major apparently told him, yeah, it's good to go. And he'll tell her that. I have no idea what they're saying. But that's the end of the video. He comes, he tells her, all right, it's fine. It's whatever. I don't know if it's like, oh, you're fine to film or you're fine to get in your car and get away. I don't know. I don't know. But, hey, there's a sign there. It says, don't access this without permission. She was given permission to park but not to film. Officer came out and said, hey, you can't be doing that. Apparently the major came and told this other sergeant, like, no, it's fine. We don't care that much, right? Like, let her do her thing, whatever. Fine, cool. That's fine. She got lucky. That could have gone very, very differently. And I worry that she's going to take this and go, haha, I win. But that's not it. No, it's not. All right, let's look up this sign. Let me go to Google Maps. Little Rock Police Department, Southwest Division. All right, doing a little bit of an investigation here. What does that say? Are you kidding me? Look at this. Do not enter. Please report to the front of the building for assistance. This area is designated for authorized vehicles and personnel only. Is she an authorized vehicle or personnel? I'm going to say no. Maybe it was just like authorized vehicles only. Well, she's not a vehicle. So, you can make an argument. But it says personnel as well. And now my desk is all wet. And of course I knew what that said. I did my research beforehand. I just thought this would be funny. Was it worth it? I don't know. It's whatever. You can't be there. It's not open to the public. You got lucky. You did. This could have gone differently. You need to learn the law. But it's fine. It's fine. It's whatever. This is the thing that plagues the auditing community, is they don't know what they're doing, and they refuse help. Well, I was a police officer, so obviously I don't know what I'm talking about when it comes to enforcing the law. It's like going to the hospital and saying, I don't want a doctor because they don't know what they're doing. That's an absurd argument to make. What are you thinking? No, I'm not trying to, violate your rights because I was a police officer. I'm trying to instruct you as how they actually work, because many of you are getting it wrong. And I'm not saying that auditing is bad. It's just a lot of auditors are really, really bad, and they're making the whole community look bad because they're inspiring more auditors who are just like them. So it's been going downhill for quite a while. Jumping in now, you really got to work and avoid their information, because their information is generally going to be wrong. So just a heads up, just a food for thought right there. Anyway, that's all. That's my rant is over. I hope you guys learned something. 51550, I hope you learned something. We'll see. I'll keep tabs on your audits. I'm probably going to come back to you. We're going to go back to auditing the USA again, and amazing audits, of course, because I saw a couple more of their videos, and oh my God. And yes, before you ask, I saw the racist tirade. I saw the person going after Glenn. Yes, I've seen all of them. There's a lot of nonsense out there. Anyway, that's all I got. So until the next time, folks, be good, stay safe.